Well, hello everybody and good morning. We're coming at you in a little different format today from the desk. Just wanted to give you guys an update on Hurricane Idalia. It did make landfall just a little bit ago in the Big Bend area of Florida, and it has been moving, to say the least. So I just want to let you guys know what's going on. Go ahead and drop any questions you might have in the comments, and I'll try to steer over to those when I can. So this is what it looks like right now. Let me go ahead and zoom in here so you guys can see the eye on this. But there it is, making its way over I-90 there, or I-10 here, kind of that intersection near the Madison, Florida area, with a really heavy rain band moving over Valdosta, Georgia right now. So tons of high wind reports off of this, a lot of heavy rain. I'll kind of scale it back so you guys can see how it looked when it made landfall here. So this is what it's kind of been doing over the past hour or so. There it is, it's 7:55, just shortly after it made landfall. It's not going to load all the way back, I guess, but there's a spin on that storm. Still keeping its intensity. It is expected to maintain hurricane status for a little bit here, and because of that, we've got a lot of areas under a hurricane warning. That's going to be that kind of bright pink, bright red area that's highlighted there. Hurricane warning in effect there, and then a lot of other areas in that deeper red are going to be in that tropical storm warning as Idalia continues to lift up to the northeast. So here's a track on that. Category 2 still, with winds at 110 miles per hour at the last measurement. It's going to continue up into Georgia as that Category 2 status this afternoon and evening. So around 2 p.m., here it is, moving through Georgia, continuing to lift off that way towards Savannah. And as it goes, it's going to lift through Charleston, still maintaining tropical storm status. And then here, I'll see if I can scroll you back. Looks like it's not going to let me, but it's going to maintain tropical storm status as it moves up through Savannah, up through Charleston, and then back off into the Atlantic, where it will have a potential to re-strengthen a bit once it gets into those warmer waters. So we're watching out for that, and this morning it is just continuing to kind of wreak havoc on Florida. We've got a few damage reports and quite a few storm surge reports coming in. So let me see if I can flip you guys over to our storm reports here. I have to remember how to do it, so bear with me. There we go. Okay, so here's one that came in. Let's go ahead and watch that. So this was from Cedar Key, really blowing some stuff around there. Kind of crazy, and that is near the landfalling area. It's kind of that Big Bend region in Cedar Key. So really high winds through there into this morning. Geez. And again, I haven't screened these for language, so bear with me. But yeah, there goes Cedar Key, quite a bit of high winds. This is also Cedar Key. Let's go ahead and play through that. And that's a ton of damage through there. I mean, got storm surge. Man. Yeah, so Cedar Key and Big Bend area has been dealing with really high storm surge levels as well as a lot of high winds. Let me go ahead and get us back to this one. I guess I'll pause these so we're not making a ton of loud wind speed noise. All right, and then this is this last one here. This was Horseshoe Beach, Florida. And again, just really high storm surge. That was 7:55 Eastern, so a little less than a couple hours ago. But yeah, you can just see all that storm surge coming in, and lots of people without power, according to this. So if I go ahead and show you guys the storm surge per the NHC. So this is going to be the National Hurricane Center. And here's your key messages for Idalia. And let's go to peak surge. So down in the Big Bend area, that's where they were forecasting like 12 to 15 feet, and it looks like that might have kind of verified. We'll have to wait for official measurements to come in, but I mean, you could see from those videos, it's just a ton of waves coming up over land and into the bottom floors of a lot of buildings. And then more for like the coastline south of Tallahassee, a little bit less because that's on the north end of that storm, but still pretty significant there. A lot of people seeing flooding, and not just flooding from the storm surge. It's been a lot of rainfall too. There's your flash flooding potential from that. And then here's what they were expecting in terms of inches of rainfall there. 6 to 10 inches in the Tallahassee area. And I'll kind of show you guys what we're talking about here. So let me, oh wait, I might have done it wrong. There's our green screen. Okay, there we go. So what we got with this storm structure is just when it's way back here towards the coast, you kind of get this dynamic with the storm. If you're new to hurricanes, it's going to be moving in that general direction, right? And then you got a circulation moving in that direction. So when you got that northward motion here, and you got that northward motion of the storm, you get double the northward motion there, and then it just pushes all the water on this side of the storm up onto the coast. So that's why we're dealing with so much storm surge in the south side of the storm, or the east side, you know, this kind of quadrant of the storm right there, dealing with a lot of storm surge just because it's like right at sea level and it's pushing all of that Gulf water up onto shore. So not a ton of wind reports coming in just because it's not super populated through that area. We got one, and that's for 51 mile per hour inland. So that's in the University of Florida Weather STEM station. And again, that's pretty decently inland along I-75. So if it's doing 50 miles an hour out there, likely to be doing much higher winds in the shoreline area. And so just based on the NHC's latest update, surface winds that are sustained are around 110 miles per hour around the eye wall. So, and I'm not showing you guys velocity because the radar picks up the hurricane kind of above ground, and so it's going to say it's a lot faster than it really is. But 110 miles per hour is still going to wreck some stuff. So, and that's what we're getting around those inner bands of the eye wall, right kind of in that centric area. That's where you're going to see really high winds, particularly on this side. So if you're in like Lake City area, moving up into Fargo, Georgia, that's kind of where it's going to continue to bring possibly triple-digit values as it continues to weaken over land. So got to be aware of that. And then this northern quadrant of the storm is just dumping that rain. That's where you're expected to see really, really high flooding values, potentially through, again, Madison, Valdosta, etc., up into parts of Georgia and South Carolina. So that's kind of what we have right now. Upon landfall, I'll give you guys the measurements. So landfall was at 7:45 Eastern time, so 6:45 Central time there for you. And yeah, it made landfall just in the Big Bend area near Keaton Beach, according to the NHC, National Hurricane Center. So at landfall, let's see, it says Doppler radar energy, data from Air Force Reserve. Maximum sustained winds were near 125 miles per hour at landfall. So it hasn't weakened much from that, honestly. It's 125 at landfall, 110 right now. So, and that's kind of what that track is expecting. I'll give you one more look at that before we sign off here. But 110 mile per hour winds now, only weakening to about 100, moving over Georgia, and then later on into this afternoon over Savannah, making its way into Charleston, still maintaining tropical storm status, and then finally lifting off into the Atlantic and potentially ramping up those wind speeds once again as it moves into warmer waters. So that's kind of just the situation update for this morning. If you guys have any questions, here's where to contact us. We're at Hail Trace on everything, so we're easy to find. And then you can give us a call or an email or just check out our website at any of those options there. But if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to shoot us a message or drop something in the comments. We'll be happy to answer. If you're in Florida, stay safe. This thing should be out of your way, hopefully in the next day or so. So we'll keep monitoring it, and we'll be back at noon to provide you guys more on the upcoming forecasts. So we got flooding, we got wind speeds moving through Georgia and South Carolina, etc. I'll get the forecast together for you guys, and we'll talk more about that at noon Central, 1 Eastern time. So for now, we'll see you guys then. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.